This is One Fat Boy, and here are my NBA game predictions for February 9th of 2022. There is 6 games, and I will be going over the spreads and over-unders for each of these games. For the Spurs at the Cavaliers, I'll go with Cleveland -6. Cleveland has obviously been playing very well this year, and the Spurs are hanging towards the basement of the Western Conference, and just overall, how Cleveland has been playing. Their defense should be able to slow down the young Spurs team as long as you keep Murray slowed down on the Spurs. I mean, you're cruising towards an easy win, and with the type of defense that the Cavs play and the way that they are able to compose themselves during games and deal with the injuries that they've had and been able to continue to win through that, I don't see why Cleveland shouldn't win this game, and they should be able to cover the spread of -6 on top of that as well. We'll be going over 217.5, as I don't think the Spurs defense will slow down the Cavs offense that much, and then the Spurs, they're still a high-scoring team, so I wouldn't be surprised if they, break like 105, 110 points, as like that's what they've been doing all year, just scoring a lot, but they also give up a lot of points, so it's pretty consistent that the Spurs will give up a lot of points, and the Cavaliers will take advantage of that. So I'll lean towards a higher scoring game. For the Bulls at the Hornets, we'll have to lean with the Bulls in this game, as if you're looking at the star players for each team, you got Levine and DeRozan on the Bulls, and I'm going to take them over Ball, Bridges, and then Oubre if you want to throw them in there too, as I think Levine and DeRozan are just more consistent. You know what you're going to get out of them. Like last game against the Suns, both of them had over 30 points, which personally I didn't expect to see that happen, but it happened. So that means those two are going to show up, and especially with the defense that Charlotte throws out each night, expect DeRozan and Levine to have like solid games. Maybe not 30 points each, but solid games overall. So, hence, like, if it is close, you can always throw the ball to DeRozan or Levine in any case, and they're good on the ISO. So, in case this is a close game, I'm just going to lean towards the Bulls. And if one team is going to get, like, super hot, I just lean towards the Bulls, too. As the Bulls, they can play some defense, even though their main defenders are out for the Wings. I think there's enough, like, cohesion as a team, as there's a reason why they're sitting towards the top of the Eastern Conference, and Charlotte's just fighting to stay in the playoffs. We'll go over 224.5, as both these, the way they've been playing, have been more offensive teams, so they should be chucking up a lot of shots, making a lot of shots. Should be a high-scoring game. Overall, fun to watch. For Toronto at the Thunder, they go with Toronto -9.5. The way Toronto's been playing, they've won 6 in a row, so they're one of the hottest teams in the league. And they'll be playing against one of the bottom teams in the league, in the Thunder, who they're going to give you effort, that's for sure, but I think Toronto, they also give a lot of effort, so those two are going to balance each other out, but I think there's just better quality basketball players on Toronto, and they'll just give them the win. Like, they should win this game, no problem. -9.5 spread, as long as they get everyone involved in the Toronto offense, like, it's going to be hard for the Thunder to defend that, so if Toronto can just play like as a team, which they've been doing all season, yeah, they should cover the -9.5 spread. But I'd personally just lean towards like 4 or 5 to 6 points. That's just a little bit more safe, or just overall Toronto win. But if I were to take the overall spread at it's 4-9, I would just take Toronto covering that. It will go under 218.5 though, because I really expect Toronto's defense, just because they a lot of play team basketball, to really just slow down the Thunder's offense, and they're not scoring high amount of points. And then the Thunder's defense, it can keep them in games, and that's usually what keeps them in games, is their defense. So hence why I'm leaning towards under 218.5, because if this is close, like ends up being a close game, it's going to be due to the Thunder's defense slowing down Toronto's offense. If this is like a blowout, it's a mix of Toronto's defense really slow down the Thunder, and Toronto being hot, and just Thunder just not being good at scoring the basketball. So why I'm leaning towards under 218.5. For Golden State at the Jazz, so even though Klay Thompson is out for the Warriors, I guess that makes them underdogs in this case, as of what the spread is sitting at right now is +3. Golden State should still win this game. Like, they played in how much of the season without Thompson? They were one of the best records in the league, and usually holding the best record in the league. I'm just gonna have to take Golden State. Jazz they're kind of here and there right now. They are a bit of a winning streak, but I think Golden State should just win this game anyways. I will be going under 221.5, as if the Golden State does win, it is going to be due to their defense. Like, this Golden State really has been winning in shootout games. So their games usually just don't turn out into shootouts. It just slowly just becomes like a grind out game where it's like a fast paced defense almost. Where it's jump shots, but a lot of them, but just a lot of bricks. And that's just due to solid defense by the Warriors. I will be leaning towards under 221.5, as the Jazz will be affected by that, as a lot of their offense is due to their jump shots, and Golden State, once again, not a very high scoring team. For Minnesota at the Kings, so Minnesota, also another hot team right now. I believe they have won 5 in a row, and they're playing the Kings. And I almost kind of expect the same how they played last night, or I just might be getting confused, as I know they play really close games, but Minnesota, just the way they play, up and down game. Same with the Kings, up and down. As long as the Timberwolves just play that very aggressive defense, that should give them easy baskets. Also with that trade with the Kings, they're going to be down like Tyrese Halliburton, who's probably been their best player the past month, or at least top 3 player for the Kings, if not the best. And they're also giving up Healed too, so another person who's consistently in the lineup. So Minnesota shouldn't have a problem winning this game. It really shouldn't be close, because Sacramento's going to be without a few players. We'll be going under 232, because that is the reason, as Minnesota will just basically be playing the Sacramento's bench. And if Sacramento already doesn't win game with their starters, what makes me think that the bench players for the Kings can beat a team that's currently in the Western Conference playoffs? Seeding-wise, doesn't even have to play a play-in game. So, hence why I'm just going to really bet on Minnesota's defense to really hold down the Kings and just win by, I honestly would take more than 7 points. You could almost take 11 or 12. I'm that confident in the Wolves right now. For the Lakers at Portland, even though the Lakers played last night, Portland did also. And Portland also had that trade, so they're going to be without a few players, most notably CJ McCollum. So just expect Portland's offense to really struggle overall, or unless their bench players Simmons, my bad for not knowing how to pronounce his name, but maybe he gets hot from 3, but I don't know who else is going to step up for Portland. Nurkic, if he stays out of foul trouble. But the Lakers, with the amount of players on their team, this should be an easy one. I think Portland's going to really fall off right now. They're going to be one of the basement teams for the second half of the season. So Lakers should win this game, no problem. And covering the 7.5 spread, they should be able to do that too. Literally, someone just has to get hot. You have James, you got Davis, you got Monk. I don't trust Westbrook to shoot a ball, but you got the first 3 that I mentioned to get hot. If they do, it's Lakers should cover that 7.5 spread. We'll be going under 218.5, as Portland shouldn't be able to score the ball. Who's there to score the ball for them? And even though the Lakers defense isn't that great, it's I've seen every NBA player is a professional. They should be able to knock down open shots. It's just the young players will struggle to do that. Lakers have enough experience. They usually limit themselves in scoring. If the other team doesn't score a lot, the Lakers just in turn don't score a lot. And if the other team scores a lot, the Lakers in turn scores a lot. So Portland's not going to score the ball a lot. Just have to go with the trend. The Lakers aren't going to score the ball a lot either. So hence why I'm going under 218.5. Thank you for watching. Leave any comments on picks that you would pick to help others out. And good luck with your bets. Once again, thanks for watching.